My game. 12-year-old Connor Williams, a black boy in his early teens, shouted with joy as he bent to pick up the package sitting on his porch. He clutched the box tight, eyes lighting up at the thought of finally playing the video game he had been waiting weeks for. But before he could even head inside, the sharp squeal of tires made him look up. A police cruiser screeched to a stop in front of the house. From the driver's seat, a white officer leaned out and barked, "Hey there, you little thug. What are you doing at this house?" Connor froze. "What?" he asked, confused. The officer slammed his door shut and strode toward him. "I said, what are you doing here? You don't belong at this house." Connor, startled but trying to stay calm, held the box close. "Officer, officer, I live here." But the cop snapped back. "Don't lie to me. I know for a fact a white family lives here." His eyes narrowed. "And I also know you've been causing trouble down the street at Miss Juliet's place." Just earlier that afternoon, he had been outside playing catch with his brother, a white boy his age. His brother had thrown the ball too hard, and it accidentally bounced into their neighbor's car, leaving the faintest dent. Their neighbor, Miss Juliet, stormed out immediately. Instead of listening, she pointed straight at Connor. "I knew it," she snapped. "You're always sneaking around this neighborhood. I should have expected this from you." Connor's brother quickly tried to speak up. "No, it was me. I threw the ball." But Miss Juliet cut him off with a sweet smile. "Don't cover for him. You're a good kid. I know an angel like you would never do this." Her face hardened again as she turned back to Connor. "It was you. Don't think I don't notice you skulking around." Connor had swallowed his pride. To keep the peace, he told his brother not to worry. He'd make it right with her. That's all he'd been doing when he spotted his package. Now, here was this cop repeating her lies. "Sir, I really do live here," Connor insisted, stepping closer. He held out the box. "See? Look at the name. That's me, Connor." The officer squinted at the label, then scoffed. "Connor, you expect me to believe that's your name?" "It's the truth," the boy pleaded, desperation in his voice. "It's a new video game I ordered." He opened the box slightly, showing the game inside. But instead of easing, the officer's suspicion deepened. He slapped the package from Connor's hands, the box hitting the ground. "Opening someone else's mail is a federal crime. I'm taking you to the station." The boy panicked, clutching the fallen package as the officer lunged. "No, sir. Please, leave me alone," Connor cried, scrambling toward his door. "Have you ever seen someone prove they're telling the truth? Only to be treated like a criminal anyway. Before we go on, tell us, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. And if you believe no kid should ever be profiled because of their skin color, hit that like button and subscribe to Story Arc." Connor dashed toward the front door, but the cop's voice exploded. "Step away from the house," the officer roared. "I won't say it again," but the boy pressed back, his voice breaking. "No, this is my house." That's when the cop's fury boiled over. He drew his weapon, pointing it directly at the child. "Back away from that door, or I'll shoot." And with that, the boy's life was suddenly hanging by a thread. Connor froze, trembling, his small hands raised. Don't, don't shoot me, please," he begged, tears welling in his eyes. He banged against the front door with his fists. Mom, please help me." The officer rushed forward, grabbing him and forcing his tiny arms behind his back. Connor screamed louder, writhing in panic as the cuffs clinked. The officer sneered. "You're not even supposed to be in this neighborhood. Didn't I tell you? I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I'll just haul you off to jail." He said it almost like it was a favor. Connor twisted under his grip, his voice breaking. "Please, just listen. This is a misunderstanding." "That's it," the officer snapped, his voice rising. "I warned you I'm going to have to taser you." He ripped the device from his belt, aimed, and fired. The boy's body convulsed violently as the electricity surged through him, sending him crashing onto the porch floor. "I told you this would happen," the cop muttered coldly, grabbing for the boy's wrists to slap on the cuffs. But even through the pain, the child summoned his voice. "Mom, help! Please, Mom, help me!" he screamed. Inside the house, his white mother and his white brother heard the cries. Their eyes widened, and they bolted for the front door. Outside, the cop barked again, still pressing the boy down. "Stay still! Shut up!" The door burst open, and Connor's mother ran out with his brother right behind her. "What on earth is happening?" she shouted, her face pale with shock. The officer straightened quickly as if he had just saved the day. Ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you. I caught this delinquent trying to steal a package from your porch. Connor's mother's eyes widened as she rushed to her son. What are you talking about? She barked. He wasn't stealing. He lives here. The officer blinked, stunned. Wait, ma'am, you're saying this kid lives here? Yes, she snapped. Didn't he tell you that? The cop stammered. Well, yes, but I assumed he was lying. Why would you think that? The mother demanded. The officer hesitated, then muttered, I mean, just look at him. That's when Connor's brother stepped forward, anger flashing in his eyes. It's because he's black, isn't it? He shot back. His mother glared at the officer. Is that true? Tell me, was it because he's black? The cop flinched, trying to backpedal. He just didn't look like he lived here. What are you talking about? The mother shouted. Of course he lives here. Tell me the truth right now. The officer's voice faltered. It's just his clothes, his hair, his skin. I've never seen him before. Enough, the mother yelled. Say the truth, officer. The cop swallowed hard. Finally, he muttered, Fine, because he's black. Her voice cut like steel. You should be ashamed. Discriminating against a child, a 12-year-old boy, just because of his skin color. What would you do if this was your child being treated this way? Would you stay calm or confront the officer head on like Connor's mother? Tell us in the comments. Ma'am, I'm sorry, the officer stammered, suddenly nervous. I thought he was a criminal. He's not a criminal, Connor's brother shouted, his voice cracking with emotion. He's my brother. The cop blinked, stunned. Your brother? How is that possible? The mother's face hardened. Because he's my son. Now let him go. Right now. She pushed past the officer, helped Connor to his feet, and pulled him into her arms. Get away from him, she barked. The boy leaned on his mother and brother as they led him back inside, safe at last. Later that evening, the same officer stood nervously outside his captain's office. He knocked once, then stepped inside. You wanted to see me, sir? He asked cautiously. The captain sat behind his desk, his expression cold and unreadable. Yes, sit down. He paused, his voice heavy. I got a call tonight from a furious mother. She says you assaulted and tasered her 12-year-old son. Is that true? The officer swallowed hard. Sir, it was just a misunderstanding. I thought he was breaking into the house. The captain's eyes narrowed. That's not what she said. She said you singled him out because he was black. Is that true? The officer hesitated, his words stumbling. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. It won't happen again. The captain slammed his hand on the desk. You're right. It won't happen again because you're fired. The officer's eyes widened in panic. Please, don't do this. This job is all I have. The captain's voice cut through the room like a blade. You should have thought about that before you tasered an innocent child. There's no place for prejudice on my force. Get out of my sight. The officer stood frozen, his career crashing down in front of him. By the next morning, the department released a public statement condemning his actions. Community members praised the captain's swift response, while Connor's family finally felt a small measure of justice. But for Connor, the memory of that night would never leave. He had only wanted to play his new game, yet he had been treated as a criminal in front of his own home. What do you think? Was firing him enough, or should there have been even harsher punishment for what he did to Connor? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe every child deserves safety in their own neighborhood, no matter their skin color, hit that like button and subscribe to Story Arc for more stories that uncover the truth behind injustice.